All right, let's start. The workshop today is going to be more of a hands-on workshop. I'm going to speak for a little bit. We're going to try to push through that kind of stuff, and then I'm going to give you guys access to our workbook in order to go ahead and build your own review machine. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so this is an actual workshop called How to Get 100 Google Reviews on Autopilot. And like I said, this is going to be more of a hands-on exercise. There's a little bit of education involved on this, on how to kind of get that review machine kind of started and getting it going. But, you know, I'm like y'all, nobody likes to sit through a webinar with someone talking the entire time. So we're going to try to get through the slides and not do death by PowerPoint as quickly as possible. Okay. All right. So here's the problem. Lots of problems actually, when it comes to reviews. In my experience, roofers just don't get enough reviews, right? There's no systems in place to ask is really the main problem there. And just kind of as a backstory, about 2 years ago, we went through an exercise here and audited over 1,000 roofers' marketing systems, right? We audited things from their websites to their Facebook pages, to their Instagram pages, to their Google My Business. And one of the biggest things that really stuck out to us was that there just aren't enough reviews for roofing companies. And the ones that did have a lot of reviews, like over 100 reviews, seem to be really doing much better on one, ranking on inside of the Google 3-pack. And the other thing that we notice is that they just seem to be more active, right? And they were really just killing it as far as their entire marketing scheme went. So it meant that to me, that, those that were actually putting more energy into getting reviews for their Google My Business specifically, were actually doing much better than everybody else. So anyways, the big problem is that 90% to 99, somewhere in that range was just a lot of roofing companies that just had like 10 or below, right? And that's obviously a very big issue because as people look at those reviews and really the buyers that are your customers, right? Their entire way that they are looking to work with other companies are simply it's shifted, right? There's more people going online today than there ever was in the past. Okay. So what we want to do then is ensure that we're getting reviews for our businesses, right? So the next problem that we notice is that, obviously they check your reviews, right? And the other big issue is how do people even ask? How do we as business owners even ask for those reviews? Sometimes we get in our own way, and companies get in their own way of doing this and just thinking and overthinking things. Okay, so we need to get beyond that. And the other question and the big problem that I get asked all the time, well, if we send them to Google to get a review, what if they leave a bad review, right? Well, we can't be afraid of that. So I'm going to show you today how to build this review machine, right? And to get proactive systems to get reviews, right? And we're going to do this through SMS and email campaigns. We're going to do this by helping to prevent those negative reviews. And we're going to follow up via SMS, text messages and email. And then the last thing is that what do we do with all of those great reviews once we have them in hand? Are we properly leveraging those things throughout the entire internet on pretty much everywhere? We want to take those great reviews and we want to leverage those things as much as we possibly can. Okay. All right, so who am I? And I'm going to go through this really super quick. My name is Chris Hunter. I'm the Chief Marketing Hero of Marketing Heroes and RoofingSites.com. I'm also the author of this book right here, The Ultimate Guide to Digital Marketing for Roofers. This was published in June of this year. Those that stay on this for the entire webinar are going to get a copy of this right here as a thank you for showing up today and working on your business. Okay. We are based in College Station, Texas, which I get a lot of questions. Where in the heck is that? It is 90 miles northwest of Houston. It is the home of Texas A&M University. Whoop! Football starts this weekend, so I'm super excited about that. The Aggies get to play. So if you are an Aggie, gig 'em. And if not, I'm sorry. It's all right. We will forgive you. All right. I am also the father of three. I've got a 17-year-old, a 14-year-old boy, both of those boys, and then an 11-year-old girl. So love these kids, and pretty much everything that I do for them. I've been doing search engine optimization since 1998, before Google launched. You know, if you do go back and look at the history, my first website that I ranked was actually on yahoo.com, right? Before Google even came around. Once Google started getting more and more popular, I started really concentrating on that. Now, I did that. If you can see my picture, there is a picture of a stealth jet right behind me. That was the jet that I was working on in 1998 when I ranked my first website. So I wasn't truly doing this internet gig at that time. I was starting to learn how to do all this stuff. Okay. And since then I have helped to rank. My team is really involved in this, but we've ranked lots and lots and lots of websites. Okay. And that's really the basis of everything that I do. We started roofingsites.com in 2018 simply because we found that we kind of liked working with roofers, and we wanted to make sure that we helped as many roofers as we possibly could. Okay. Very random fact here is that I rode my bike from College Station, Texas to Baltimore, Maryland, to raise money and awareness for pancreatic cancer. This is something that's near and dear to my heart. My dad passed from pancreatic cancer, and yes, I did ride 2,300 miles on a road bike, meaning a bicycle, not a motorcycle. So 23 days in the saddle. It took me a total of 26 days. Super journey. We can talk about that some other time, okay? But that's not why we're here. My mission, by the way, is to double the size of 100 roofing companies by 2025, all right? And that's the sole reason that I do workshops like this, that I do webinars, that I do lots and lots of content. It's simply because I want to help roofing companies double, all right? Whether that's giving you away free content, whether that is, bringing you in as a client to roofingsites.com. Either way, I want to help you guys, get better. Okay, one of the things that I've worked on in the past 20 years is this system that I call the 4R roofing appointment machine. Sometimes I refer to this as the 4R roofing marketing system. It's kind of interchangeable here, okay? And this is a system that I have been working on for, like I said, the past 20 years, and it consists of 4 pillars. The first pillar is reputation, because you can't do anything online in marketing, grow your business, unless you have a very solid reputation. Okay. The next pillar is reach, and this is simple: getting in front of more people today than knew you yesterday. And this is where a lot of marketing companies really focus their energy here is, hey, they do SEO like me, like us, right? They do Facebook ads or Google ads or any of those kinds of things. Those are all simply just ways to get in front of more people today than knew us yesterday. The next one is resell, and that is simply reselling to the people that have purchased from you before, because you're 8 times more likely to make that sale if you have systems in place to stay top of mind with them. And that's really the key for this pillar, is just really staying top of mind and increasing those sales opportunities for when people do come into your pipeline. Okay. And then the last pillar is referral. This is simple. Most people understand what the referrals are. Most businesses, when they first start out, are built on referrals. However, what I've found is that most businesses, most small businesses, most roofing companies do not have solid systems in place to ask for referrals. They rely on the business owner, or they rely on the salespeople to do this. And, to me, that's not a way to grow, because people forget things. And if it's not on a checklist somewhere, or someone is not physically doing that kind of stuff, then it just probably is going to slip through the cracks. Okay. Now this system is, we're not going to go over this whole thing today. What we're going to talk about is on the reputation side of things, right? And getting solid reviews, because again, nothing else matters above that if we don't get that solid. I call this, by the way, an evergreen marketing system, simply because things stop working, right? Eventually they stop working, and you just simply have to take things out and replace them in those pillars with things that do work. A solid example of this is Yellow Pages. Okay. And I use this all the time, but Yellow Pages just simply don't work anymore. And I've proven it time and time and time again with my clients by putting a tracking number on those ads, and then checking back a year later, because honestly, you have to wait an entire year, right? With Yellow Page ads. I had a client that was spending $6,000 a month, $72,000 a year on Yellow Page ads, right? And he was just adamant that they worked. So we put a tracking number there, and we came back to it a year later, and he literally had 0 phone calls from that. So he wasted $72,000 that he could have either put in his pocket or used it to actually use something that worked, okay? Like Google ads or Facebook ads, okay? Things like that. Okay, so let's talk about the problems of, I'm checking the time, making sure that I'm staying on track here, okay? The biggest problem, right, in my opinion, when it comes to reviews, right, is that most roofing companies simply just don't have a system in place to proactively ask for that review. And it's left up to the sales staff or foreman, or even worse, the business owner, right? And what that leads to is there's just not a good system in place. And that's what we're really going to talk about today, okay? The other thing is that there's just no way to remove a review on Google, right? And most of these businesses just end up not asking for the review at all, okay? Now, problem number 2, no reviews, right? Most of these businesses that we audited a couple of years ago had 0 reviews, or they had 1 or 2 reviews, right? And if you've been in business a long time, the very last thing that you want going through anybody's mind is this company still in business, right? Because if you have 0 reviews or 1 or 2 reviews, and one of those might be a bad review, right? Then it hurts you. It completely hurts you, and none of your marketing will work above that, okay? Now, consumer behavior has shifted, and people do more and more research on Google and Facebook before they engage with a company. So it's super important to have those solid reviews, and especially if you have little or no reviews. Problem number 3, what if customers leave a bad review? And I get this question all the time. Well, what if they leave a bad review? Well, it's okay. Google and Yelp and Facebook and all of these review sites, that accept reviews, they understand, and people themselves understand that there's going to be Karens out there everywhere, right? That's what my kids call them, right? So there's going to be people out there that you just can't please, right? Or your competitors, even worse, going out there and leaving a bad review, right? I've seen that happen before. So, the problem, though, is that if there's no way to gate those reviews, 94% of roofers just choose not to ask, because they're like, okay, well, I don't want to send them directly to Google and have them leave a 3-star review. So it becomes this analysis paralysis thing, right? To where you're like, okay, well, I'm just not going to do it. All right. But the problem is that it is 100% hurting your business by doing that. Okay. So you need to get away to ensure that bad reviews only go to owners and managers. All right. So problem number 4, how do you even ask for those reviews? That's the other issue that I see all the time, right? Since, consumer behavior has changed, more people are doing more and more research. How do you even ask for that review? And even if you do ask, do you follow up with them, right? Most roofers, I will tell you, absolutely do not. They will ask one time and that's it. Okay. And however, anyone who's done sales before in their entire life will understand that the money is in the follow-up, right? So why don't we apply that same principle to reviews, okay? And yet in operations, like I said right here, there's just little follow-up. Okay, so here's the plan, right? We're going to build this review machine, that proactive system that gets reviews. It's going to be using SMS and email campaigns. It's going to prevent negative reviews, and it's going to help you follow up via SMS, text message, and email. And we're going to take those solid reviews, and then we're going to leverage those things, right? Just like we talked about a little while ago. All right, so how do we ask via SMS and email? One, message campaigns, okay? You have to use this. You have to use a campaign, something that is automated to do this kind of stuff. If you've gone to the dentist's office lately, right, most likely your dentist's office is really, really good at this, and that's because they have systems in place, right? In the fact that they push a button, someone makes an appointment, then when that appointment is complete, you get a follow-up email and a SMS most likely, right? So how do you do that? You send a message out the first day, thanking them for coming in, and then asking for them to let you know how they did, okay? Message 2, hey, we noticed that you didn't leave this review. Would you mind, letting us know how we did? Message 3, on day 7, the same exact thing. Okay, so it's a follow-up system, right? And the key to all of this is automating it. Okay. Now, this is the secret that I give to everybody. And if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, if you are, here right now, this is the secret. This is the key to getting this done on autopilot beyond building a system using software to do all this stuff. Okay. The key is to give this task of getting a review, getting feedback for your company to your accounting staff. When you are completed with a job and you've handed it over, it's part of their checklist to put them into the system to ask for a review. Now, do you want to ask for one? Absolutely. Do you want your sales staff to ask for that? Absolutely. Do you want your foreman to ask for that? Absolutely. After every single job, it should be built into their day-to-day operations. When they complete a job, that is the peak happiness moment for that customer. So it's super important that at that peak happiness moment that you actually ask for this review, right? So, and yes, it's, as I'm saying this, I'm probably sure you're going, oh yeah, that's a no-brainer, but do you do it? Okay. Or are you relying on your staff? Your sales staff or your foreman or yourself to remember to do this? And more importantly, to follow up? Probably not. Okay. Now I've talked a little bit here. I want you now to go grab the workbook. Okay. Ross, will you put this into the chat for everyone that's here? It's roofingsites.com/workbook-reviews. Okay. If eventually this is going to go on our podcast. So if you're listening to this, then just remember, when you get back to a safe place, go to roofingsites.com/workbook-reviews. All right. And I'm going to wait a second. Let's, let you guys download this. And I am actually going to open it up as well. Bring it in over here. I forget which screen that I'm working off of here. Okay, so what you're going to see here is the workbook. Okay, this is has some instructions at the very beginning, right? Really, this is honestly a chapter out of my book right here, the Ultimate Guide to Digital Marketing for Roofers. A lot of the information here on this workbook is in that book. Okay, so scroll on down. Let's go to the area where we ask for the review. Okay. Well, actually, you know what? Let's back up a second. One, give me a thumbs up, right? If you're able to, right, in the chat, if you have already claimed your properties, right? Have you gone to Google My Business? Have you gone to Yelp? Have you gone to House? Have you gone to Facebook? Have and claimed all of those. All right. Got a thumbs up. All right. All right. So that is step number one. All right. Go to Google. It's no longer Google My Business. This changed since the point to where I published this book. Is now Google Business Profile. Go to Google Business Profile and claim your property and start working through some of the things. If you haven't already done that, that's kind of our first step. But once you get in there, right, we're looking at roofingsites.com right now. You know, we're going to come right back to this here in a second. Okay. There's a lot of things on Google Business Profile on how you want to optimize that in order to get into the 3-pack. But what we're talking about today, obviously, is the reviews. So step number 2, we are going to ask for that review. All right. So I've got some scripts here. All right. That in this document. And what I want you to do, actually, I should have had you do this. Go to File, and go to make a copy and copy this over to your drive. That way you can edit it, you know, and then scroll back down to this section where we're at right now. Okay. And I'm going to give you a second or two to do that. Okay. So while we're here, what you're going to notice on that step number 2, ask for the review, is that we have a couple of messages. These are the 3 messages that you need to send out. Okay. Message number 1, you need to send out on day 1. I guess I should have that in here. Message number 2, you're going to send out on day 3. And email message number 3, you're going to send out on day number 7. Okay. So basically we're just trying not to bombard people, right, and really annoy them, but at the same time we want to ask for that review. Okay, so what this first message says is, hi Bill. Obviously you're going to replace Bill with whoever's name that is. Thanks for choosing, and I put Lone Star Roofing. So thanks for choosing Lone Star Roofing. I'd like to personally invite you to share your experience. Your feedback not only helps us, but it also helps other potential customers. It only takes a moment and would mean the world to us. Okay. So you see a little section that says review link. Let's go back to Google Business Profile. Oops. Let me do that. Okay. In Google Business Profile Manager. Okay. If you scroll down in the middle of the screen on the right, there is an area that says get more reviews. And then there's a little button that says share review form. If you click on that, it'll give you a link. This is the link that we need at this point right here. Okay. So go grab that link and go back to the workbook. All right. And we're just going to simply insert that link right there. Now, what I want you to do at this point right now, if you're at a computer, if you've got the workbook in front of you, go ahead and change out Bill with whoever's name, change out Lone Star Roofing with a company, with your company's name. Okay. But the rest of it should remain pretty much the same. Okay. You can personalize this, right? If you want to, you could have it coming directly from you if you'd like, right? And make this your own. Now let's go ahead and take a second and go ahead and do that before we move on to the second message. I'm going to put this back here, by the way. Okay. Message number 2, this is the exact same thing. Here's what I want you to do, right? And here's what it says right now. And obviously we're going to make this, we're going to make the change to this right now. Okay. Hi, Bill. I'm just writing to follow up to see if you had a chance to complete a review of Lone Star Roofing. Change that with your name, or your business's name. Your feedback really means a lot to us. It helps us to better serve you and helps potential customers learn what we're all about. We've made it easy, so it will only take a moment of your time. Okay. Make sure you add your link right there. Okay. Message number 3. This is day 7. Hi, Bill. Hope you still You'll still find a moment to share your experience with Lone Star Roofing. Your feedback not only helps us to improve your business, but it also helps potential customers. Notice this is the same thing, almost repeated over and over and over again, right? That's important for any kind of marketing, by the way, and that implants lots of things in people's heads, and we do want to repeat ourselves. Okay, so back to it. We've made the process quick and easy to save you valuable time. Insert your review link right there. Now, if you notice on all three of these messages, we're not asking for a review. We're not asking them to go to Google My Business. Okay. We're not asking them to go to Yelp. We're not asking them to go to Facebook. We're not asking them for an actual review. We're asking for their feedback. There's a big difference there, I think, in mindset, because if they had a good experience, they're probably going to leave you a review, right? If they had a bad experience, they're going to leave you a review. However, if most people, if they had a meh experience, it worked, you fixed my roof kind of thing, okay, I'm moving on, they might not take the time to do that, but they might be more inclined to give you, the business owner, feedback on how your team did. Okay, so there's a bit of a shift there, and yes, we are with this right here, we are sending them directly to Google, right, with our link right here. Later on, I'm going to show you our system that kind of is a little bit different than this. Okay. Now, what do you do with these messages? Well, you know, one, you could use a system like ours. We call ours a review machine. It's software that basically does all this stuff for you. You fill out a form and we pre-configure all this stuff for our clients, and it automatically sends these things out. Okay. However, if you want to do this on your own, you can more than willing to do this. There are lots and lots of systems out there that will create automated campaigns. Okay. MailChimp is one of those. Now, it's a little bit of money. It might cost you about $20 a month, but that's a small fee to pay to get something like this in place. Okay. Because really, at the end of the day, reviews help sell your business. It is the very basis of your entire foundation of your marketing. So if you're spending $5,000 a month on Google ads, but yet you have a non-existent or a horrible reputation, I would highly recommend that you shift even a tiniest portion of that budget over to a system that will do this for you. Okay. Okay. So this is the email track. Basically, this is the email campaign that you're going to send out automatically after every single job. Remember, the key is to put this in your bookkeeper's hands, your accounting staff's hands, whoever is closing out the job and sending the bills out. Make this a check mark on that system right there. Okay. Because you built that system because it's important to get paid, right? Well, it's also important to get these reviews. Okay. So the next set of messages that we can also do are SMS text messages. Now, there's not very many systems out there that does this and can automate something like this. Okay. Our system does this. So I'm going to go ahead and give these to you and give you the strategy behind this. Okay. So SMS text messages, they need to be a little bit shorter, right? We don't need a long book in SMS messages. Okay. So we want to keep these short and to the point. All right. So SMS message 1 again goes out on day 1, where right when someone gets put into this system, we want that to go out because that is their peak happiness moment, right? Okay. So here it is. Hi, Bill. Thanks for choosing Lone Star Roofing. Would you mind leaving us a review of our services at review link here? Notice I am asking for a review this time. Okay. Again, yes, in email, there's that subtle shift. In this one, we're going ahead and asking for it because we want them to hit that link and we want them to leave that review. SMS message number 2, this goes out on day 3. I'm going to put day 1 up here. I forgot to put that. Hi, Bill. Just wanted to follow up, see if you'd spare 1 minute to leave us a review of our services at review link here. Okay. Remember, replace these out. Bill, who this is coming from, right? And the review link. Message number 3 goes out on day 7 again, right? Hi, Bill. We understand that you might be busy and wanted to reach out one last time before we say goodbye. We'd love to hear about your experience by following this link here. Okay. Pretty simple, right? Now, how do you automate something like this? Well, like I said, there's not a lot of systems out there that can automatically do that. Our system does. All of our clients just simply fill out a little form, okay, and with first name, last name, email address, and mobile phone, and hit go, and it puts them into these systems to automatically do that, okay? So that's that. All right, so this is it. It's not a hard system, right? This is something that you can implement in your business right now, today, literally right now. Okay, do this at the very minimum. Go to MailChimp.com. Okay, I'm not affiliate. I've used MailChimp before in the past. I love it. They have a way to do an automated email drip system. Okay, make it easy for your staff to put people into that automated email system, train them how to do that, make it part of their checkbox, that when they are saying that we are done with this job, they are checking that box and they're actually doing that. If you do that, okay, let's do a little bit of math here. All right. If we do that, and let's say that you do 5 roofs per week, okay, that's most of the roofing companies that come to us, right, initially. If you do 5 roofs a week, you're most likely going to get about 20% of those folks actually doing that, right? And hitting that review form and leaving you a 5-star, 4-star review. Hopefully it's a 5-star, right? And actually leaving an actual review. They did great. They picked up all the nails. They were wonderful to work with, blah, 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 right? Okay. So if you put 5 of those in, I'm going to pull up in my calculator real quick. Okay. If we put 5 of those in every single month, right? And 20% of those are going to convert. Well, obviously that is 1 review per month, or per week, sorry, right? 1 review per week times 52 weeks. You're going to get 52 reviews. It's going to take you 2 years to get to 100 review 5 stars on Google My Business. And those are the people that are killing it. Those are the people that are ranking higher above everyone else inside of Google My Business 3-pack. Okay. Those are the people that it's an obvious no-brainer when you look at someone with 100 reviews and then 2 other companies with 10 reviews or 5 reviews, right? Well, it's an obvious choice on who they're going to call. Let's make it obvious for them. So just simply by putting a system like this in place, if you only do 5, now if you do 10 per week, right? Well, obviously you're going to get more than that. You're going to get 2, and you're going to double the output, most likely, of how many reviews you're going to get. Okay. This is all simple math type stuff. Okay. Reviews matter. Reviews really, really, really matter. Okay. That's it. That's all that I have for this part. We're going to do this. All right. So actually, let me back up a little bit. All right. So now what do you do when you do have reviews? This is the last step really here, right? We're going to use our marketing principles and we're going to leverage those things for the really good reviews. All right. We're going to leverage them by adding them to our website. That's a no-brainer, right? Anyone who leaves a 5-star review, we want that review on our website. We're going to share them to Facebook, right? Take a screenshot. Hey, we just had a great review left by this customer here. Share it to Twitter, Instagram. Send it out in your monthly newsletter. You're sending a monthly newsletter, right? Absolutely, you should be. That should be the answer. Yes, send out a monthly newsletter because you want to stay top of mind with people who have used you before in the past, right? And when it comes time for them to get a new roof 5-10 years down the road, or a hailstorm comes through, you want to be complete top of mind. Okay. So leverage this as content for your newsletter. Anytime someone leaves a review, add that into that bucket of what you're going to send this next month. Okay. Easy stuff, right? Put it in sales materials, proposals, handouts, estimates, right? leverage the dickens out of these things, man. Make sure that everybody knows how great that you are. And I know it's hard to talk about yourself. It's hard to let everybody know what great work that your team does, but leverage these things. Okay. Nurture campaigns. All right. So we haven't talked about that. Nurture campaigns is something that every single business should have, right? It was first introduced to me in a book called Never Lose a Customer Again. I can't remember the name of the author off the top of my head, but he talks about how important those first 90 days are when somebody chooses to use you, right? And what a nurture campaign is simply keeping them warmed up to your business, and some of the companies that do this really, really well are like Southwest.com. If you've ever gone and flown with Southwest, they do a great job of letting you know everything that there is leading up into your flight. Okay. That's a nurture campaign. Okay. Now, when it comes back to reviews, nurture campaign is simply just keeping them excited about doing business with you. Okay. If they've hired you to do a roof, right, a re-roof, the last thing that you want going through their minds is regret of maybe I should have gone with that other roofer. Simply adding something like this to another automated drip campaign, email campaign that goes out to them, said, hey, this is what our other customer just said about us. We're so excited. We can't wait to come and work with you and fix your roof. Okay. So that's kind of what that nurture campaign, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that, but you need that kind of a system in place for your business if you don't already. Okay. So this is all part of for our roofing marketing system. Okay. Which includes your reputation, reach, resell, and referral. Okay. This is just one tiny part. If you notice, this is the very base, and I keep saying this, but it's so true, is that if your reputation isn't solid, it's kind of hard for everything else above it to work. Now, in the reputation pillar, for me, what is included there is your reviews machine, right? Your reputation machine, as well as a website. Okay. We'll talk about that in another workshop on how to build a solid website that converts and makes people trust you, right? We'll talk about that at some other time, but know that this is the reviews machine. What we're going over, what we just went over here, is simply a little tiny part of all the things that you need to be doing in your business in order to make more sales, right? And that's what we all want, right? We want more sales, and we want to grow our companies. Okay. I've met very few roofing company owners that do not want to grow their company. And so therefore, why aren't you doing all this stuff? Because this is proven stuff that you need to be doing in your business. All right. Are there any questions? I'm going to open this up and I'm going to take a drink of water. I talked a lot. In fact, it is 11:41 at this point. Anyone have any questions on anything that we went over so far?
Doing good. Everything is pretty clear to me.
Awesome. Well, you work here. Of course it's clear to you. By the way, this is Ross. This is my services manager. He knows all this stuff. I preach it all the time, don't I?
It's doing good.
All right. So you stayed till the end. Yay for you. You get a free book. You get a copy of my free book here, right? The Ultimate Guide to Digital Marketing for Roofers. If you will, go to go.roofingsites.com and go ahead and fill out the form there. I have dropped the payment. There was a payment there for everyone to, pay for the shipping, just because there's a lot of out-of-pocket stuff for us. But since you guys are so awesome, I decided to drop that. So it's absolutely free. Go to go.roofingsites.com and pick up your copy of your free actual 336 pages. See, I'll show it to you right here. 336 pages of valuable content. I think this is stuff that has been going through my brain and stuff that we implement for our clients for the past 20 years. Okay. Go go get it. Go get it now. You need it. All right, so upcoming webinars, workshops. I'm calling them workshops now because I want more hands-on type stuff, okay? So I have a confession to make. I got a little bit behind on my workshops, so we are going to bombard you this month, in the month of September, and we're going to do 3 workshops, okay? The first workshop is this one. The second one is how to double your roofing business without running ads. Right? And I'm just going to leave it as that. If you want to double the size of your roofing company, I'm going to show you how to do it overnight, right now, literally. Okay. Okay. And on September 30th at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, we are going to do how to get 10 to 20 re-roofs with Facebook ads. We're going to simply go over everything, and I'm going to show you exactly how to implement a system to that actually works. You know, we have a lot of clients or potential clients that come to us that have tried Facebook ads before. Well, guess what? They're not doing it right, most likely. Okay. If you're not doing it right, you're wasting your money, you're wasting your time, all that kind of stuff. Okay. So we're going to go over exactly how to do that. All right. So what now? Well, if you are tired of wasting time and money with ineffective marketing, if you need a system that helps make more sales, and if you need to free yourself from chasing leads, all around, I have lots and lots of roofers that do a lot of door-to-door sales still, which is crazy to me. Let's attract people to you. Let's build a system that makes you omnipresent in your market. Okay. So in order to do this, the very first step is just to book a strategy session with me. And in this session, we're going to go over all of the things and we're going to run an audit. We're going to find all of the things that you really need to be doing and apply them to this 4-hour roofing marketing system. Okay. In order to do that, just simply go to roofingsites.com/schedule, or just go to roofingsites.com, and there's a big, huge green button in the upper right-hand corner that says schedule a call. Okay. And that'll go directly to me, and you and I will sit down. And by the way, guess what? You go there, you're going to get a copy of my book, because I'm just so happy to get this thing done. I worked honestly for about 4 years on this book, and I finally got it done. So I'm happy to put it into your hands and to give you valuable information and the exact blueprint of what you need to do in order to get more sales for your roofing company, and hopefully to double your roofing company just by simply following the instructions in the book. Okay. All right. I think that's it. I am going to get out of all of this. And if y'all have any questions, let me know. I am happy to talk through any of this stuff. I love marketing, and I can talk marketing all day long. Someone was asking me the other day if I knew who this specific rapper was. And I'm like, no, I don't pay attention to that. But if you'd asked me who Gary Vaynerchuk is, I said, heck yeah, I know exactly who that is. So I live, eat, breathe marketing stuff all day long. My staff does as well, because that is part of our core values, is to constantly be learning, because the marketing landscape constantly shifts. So if you're not prepared for that, then you need to talk to a guy like me who lives, eats, and breathes this stuff all the time. Anyways, I think that's it. I think we're done. If you have any questions, please email me at chris.hunter@roofingsites.com. And thanks for staying till the end here for all of this. Make sure you go get your book and book a strategy session with me. All right. Appreciate it, y'all. Have a great day.